Well, hi, Ron. About a year ago, you and I sat here together and we talked about a program that we called Stewardship Resources. Now here we are a year later. Got some stories you want to share about some of the things you've been able to do to help our people?
Well, I have some very interesting stories, both some very good stories and some that aren't quite so good. But we've had many people called, and we talked to them on everything from setting up a trust to doing their wills to finding a good attorney, finding a good insurance broker. Many calls. We've had a couple that are real success stories in that they did make contact with a local attorney and did a trust, and they're very happy. They in turn called me back and said how happy they were. And we've had a couple that were real sad, and that was where they did not call me in advance, and we could not get the work done prior to the loss of one of the loved ones. And this was a timing issue. But I think the one thing that people need to realize is that don't wait. Don't wait on anything. If you have an issue that comes up, and you know it's going to be coming up, do something then. Either give me a call, we'll put you in contact with the right person to either take care of a will or take care of a trust. There are some very fine attorneys in town, and they understand the timing element. But don't wait. That's the one thing that I would like to pass on to our people.
Sure.
That regardless of when they think they'll get to it, you know the old button that says, I'll get to it.
Yes.
Well, get to it now.
Yes.
That's the important
You never
thing.
know.
You never know. So that would be the advice.
Okay.
Don't wait until at the last minute and say, well, I've got to call somebody, because it just won't work.
You know, there's folks at RCF who weren't here a year ago, and when they listen to this, they heard you talk about lawyers, and so exactly what do you do? You're sort of a conduit, right?
Well, I'm a connector.
Yeah.
Yes, I know a lot of people, mainly because I've been here a long time, and the people we work with are very reputable. They have a track record that's very outstanding.
And the elders have approved them too.
And they've
gone
approved
through
them.
the elder board.
And so you by calling me, I just merely put you in touch with somebody that might be able to help somebody in the congregation. Now, the other thing is, I do not give legal advice. I do not give accounting advice. I just connect them to the person that can. And the other thing that's very important is that we are not going in one direction to one attorney or one accountant. We will give them a number of people to call so they can make the choice. This is especially important when they talk about doing a trust, because a trust is a very personal document that will basically guide the entire future of the person that generates the trust. So it's important that you, here again, have a good attorney and have the time to do it. A trust can't be done overnight. A will can be done in a faster period of time, but a trust takes time. So if you have a need for any kind of financial planning, including insurance advisors or plan giving advisors or financial advisors, and you want input, I'm not the one to give you input. I'm the one that will connect you with the man or woman that will give you the input.
Sure. Now, if a young couple is listening to this, they might think, oh, well, that doesn't apply to me. I've got years left. And could you say something about the importance of a will in terms of little kids and making sure that
Yes.
they're covered in the event of something tragic?
Yes. In the state of California, probate fees can be very high. And even with if you're a young couple with young children, you should take the steps to put a will in place, if only to protect the children. So, and that's a very easy process. Again, they range in expense based on time and energy spent on the part of the attorney. I would not recommend an internet will. It's just not worth it. A couple of $100 is well spent to get a will that reflects what you want to do. And you say, well, I'm young. Well, you're young, but you may go out on that freeway and there may be a guy coming the other way that doesn't care if you're young. And bam, it's all gone. And so don't wait to do these things that are going to set in place what you have an interest in doing. And I think that's really the key. Set in place what your goals are for the future, for your family, for those that are going to succeed you, and for the peace of mind of all of you.
Yeah. When I was younger, we had a number of pastoral couples who called us and asked us to be guardians of their kids in the event of an untimely death. And the reason was they didn't have family members who were people of faith.
Yes.
And they were very concerned about their kids. And fortunately, over the years, we were never called upon to act as guardians, but that was a side I'd not thought of because I happen to come from a Christian family, and in our case, it wouldn't have been so difficult.
Absolutely. Now, one other point I do want to make, and that is, in many instances, especially in a market like we're in right now, a real estate market, certain real estate values in certain parts of the state and the nation have gone up significantly. And some of our people here might have a property there. They desire to sell that property, and they might even want the proceeds to go to the church or to a Christian ministry. This is the time to think about that.
Sure.
Because don't wait until you can't go through the process. But I think oftentimes people don't realize that they can take proceeds from the sale of a property in San Diego, for example, and they could donate it to the church here, where we could use it for some kind of building here, and they have many tax benefits there.
Right.
Again, that's where the attorney, the CPA, and the professional advisors come into the mix.
So someone's watching this right now and they're thinking, how do I get a hold of this, Ron? So what can you tell them? How can they reach you?
Have a telephone number. The church has it here.
Okay, the church number, 222-3425.
That's the easiest way, and then in turn they can give you my
You
my
have an
name.
email address too,
I
don't
do,
you?
and it's Ron Largent, just like it sounds, Ron Largent at Shasta.com.
Ron Largent
At
at
Shasta.
Shasta.com.
That's it. Pretty
All right.
simple.
Well, I hope that you get a few emails
Well, thank you,
real
Rick,
soon.
and thanks for this opportunity to let people know what we're
Well,
able to
thanks
do.
for doing this. I think it's a tremendous service to enable our parishioners to know that their matters are taken care of.
Great.
Thanks, Ron.
Welcome.